Alright guys, it's James Holt back with another video. In this video we're going to talk about Instagram growth, a few tools I use, and I'm just going to talk about that, whether you should use it for your dropshipping stores, for personal branding, how much value there really is in these follow tools. So anyway, as you can see, we are here on my Instagram page. I have grown it to 1,188 followers. Of course I'm following even more. And for those of you wondering, my engagement rate, this is how we would measure a good page or a bad page if we're doing influencer shoutouts. It's 4.8%. It's not bad, but definitely not great. But of course, one of the reasons for that is also my content, which honestly is not spectacular. I have my VA make these memes, post some popular funny images or insightful images, but there's no images of me, which I think would get a far better engagement just because it fits the platform better. I just don't do that, so I have to make do with this kind of stuff. I have also occasionally made a story post with like a Shopify backend, some Shopify sales or something like that, or a little sneak peek in the course that I'm releasing. So that kind of thing, they do usually get a few responses and quite a lot of views. So the stories are useful, if nothing else. Now, one of the main reasons I'm trying to grow this page is just to get some initial traffic to my YouTube videos. If you look at, here's an image for one of our videos, and we give a little reason why they should watch the video and tell them to go to the link in the bio, and then we'd link it there obviously. So that's really why I'm trying to grow this, why I'm trying to get as many people as possible to see this. Maybe follow me, maybe not, but perhaps click through the video. And is it working? Well, kind of. I'm getting a few views, 124 views that is, and I've only been doing this for about a month. So yeah, it's kind of working, but not spectacular. So some free views, and these of course are real people, these aren't bots or anything, so there is a chance that they will subscribe or that they will become a follower of mine, but I assume the conversion rate for that is not too great. And as you can see here, while I've had 124 views, the watch time is under 80 minutes, which is not good at all. It's far lower than my average otherwise. So the traffic, yes it exists, yes it's free, but it's nothing to write home about. It's not too spectacular if you ask me. But anyway, how do I get these followers in the first place? Well, I've been using this tool. It's called Gram Multi-Tool. It's not free, it costs a little bit, but it's a one-time payment, and I don't think it was too expensive. I've tested a bunch of these, and while they all essentially do the same thing, this is the one I like best. You can look over here, Follow Liker. I used to use this one, but it didn't really work for me. I wasn't getting follow backs, and perhaps that was just because I had set it up wrong, but it wasn't really doing much for me. You can actually still see where I was at when I stopped using this. So I was following 920, but I only had 113 followers. And I'd used this for longer than I've now been using Gram Multi-Tool. So that sort of puts into perspective. I've gained 10 times as many followers with Gram Multi-Tool in less time than I was using Follow Liker. So just for pure follower growth, definitely check out Gram Multi-Tool rather than Follow Liker, which has been recommended to me. One problem I had with this Gram Multi-Tool for a while was that I didn't actually have it set up. Sounds stupid, sounds easy to change, but there's this little box here that you have to enable, and I'm bad at reading tutorials. I just download the app, start setting it up, because most of these apps, they're self-explanatory. So I find reading the tutorials, the user guides, kind of boring and useless, a waste of time. So I just open it up, learn by doing and all that. But then I didn't tick this box, so it did nothing for the first week or two. until I figured that out when I did Google it eventually. So you have to have these enabled for it to work. Just setting it up here doesn't do anything, and I'm being quite aggressive with this. I have no idea what the best practice is. This may get me banned, but I don't really care because it's like a brand account. This isn't my personal account. I don't use Instagram for personal reasons much. I'm just trying to grow this to get some traffic to my site. If this gets shut down, I'll start a new one. I don't really care. So I'm being very aggressive, I think, with the way I've set this up. Following 300 people per hour, almost 1,000 a day and 5,000 a week. I've set it up to only follow people between 0 and 10,000 followers. And I'm ignoring females just because my people interested in my content are mostly male or unknown. Also, like some recent posts, I'm not quite sure whether I should do that, but I've decided to do so for now. This is how I've set it up. I'm following people who follow Tanner J. Fox, Hayden Bowles, Tanner Plains, that is, Kyle Dunning. Kyle Dunning's a smaller account, but I know he does this kind of thing as well. So if he's following someone and they follow him back, they're likely to also follow me back, was my thinking with it. I'm also following these tags, no idea whether that's making any sort of difference. And then I'm following Tai Lopez people and Alex Becker followers. That's just the way I've got this set up. What's arguably more important actually is that you set up your unfollow module. So what's going to happen now is the app constantly follows people in your behalf. I don't know if it's running right now. It is. So in the past 24 hours, the app has followed 983 people for me, and it has unfollowed 600 and almost 690. So you have to follow and unfollow, otherwise your following count is just going to go through the roof, and that looks kind of silly. So you do want to unfollow people who don't follow you back. Again, I've set this quite aggressively, and I've set up a whitelist. Of course, these are the guys I don't want to unfollow. I actually want to keep following them, although I'm not quite sure why. Honestly, because there's very little value in it, because I'm following so many people that I don't bother looking at my newsfeed anyway. So it's not like I see any of these posts, really. I usually see Alex Becker posts if I go to my newsfeed. Don't know if we can see that here. We can't. Yeah, for some reason Alex Becker posts are usually promoted quite heavily. But that's besides the point of this video, really. So I've got a whitelist. I want to keep following these people, so I tell the app not to unfollow them. I say unfollow non-followers after 5 days and unfollow followers after 15. Again, I'm no expert by any means. I have no idea whether this is a good idea the way I'm doing it, but it's just the way I'm trying it. And honestly, you saw the amount of views I get from it. It's not the most important thing for my business, so I'm not trying to optimize this. I just set it up, forget it, and see the results, which so far have been quite pleasing. So who should use a tool like this? For dropshipping, I have tried it on some of my smaller stores, and again I gained quite a lot of followers with Gram Multitool, but I didn't really think it was worth it. I didn't see them convert to sales. I didn't really make much money off it, and traffic to my dropshipping stores isn't really worth much to me, unlike to my YouTube. The hope, of course, is when I get traffic to my YouTube that it then boosts me in the algorithm or whatever. So it gets me some views, some subscribers maybe. And that is worth more to my personal brand than it is to a Shopify store if you're just getting a little bit of traffic. I haven't tried it on my most successful dropshipping store just because I already have an Instagram following organically there. And I mean, I've got over 1,000 subscribers that have just been completely organic growth. I don't want to really risk getting that banned. I may start doing this on a small scale in the future, a lot more conservative than I showed you on the back end here. I'm still a bit undecided on that, how much value there is in growing that to maybe 10, 50,000 followers. There might be, there may not be. I'll probably record an updated video if and when I do that and see results. So who should do this? Personal brands, I think it's worth trying. There's no real harm, especially if you're just getting started. The other way that you could use this is not at all business related. If you're just doing it for personal reasons to boost your follower count, or Instagram, it's sort of the way you present yourself to the outside world. So as strange as that sounds, it's like your business card these days. I have a friend that says that, and it's actually very true. Instagram is your business card. You give it to someone, they look you up on Instagram, the pictures you post there, the way you present yourself, and also the amount of followers and people you're following, that shows who you are. That is your public representation, so you should sort of put some effort into that, I think, at least. So if you want to grow that, get some followers, if you think that'll get you more girls, whatever, try it. And for getting followers, Gram Multi-Tool undoubtedly works. Whether those convert to sales, leads, customers, that is a different question. But there isn't really much harm to doing this. I just have this running in the background. At the very least, it should give me some social proof on Instagram. So if someone stumbles across my account and sees I have 1,000 followers, they're probably more likely to follow than if I just had 12. Of course, this large following count doesn't help the case, so I'm going to start unfollowing a bit more, I think, in the near future. But that is about all I have to say on this. I was going to say follow me on Instagram, but actually don't. It's not my best platform. It's not where I have my content. Subscribe to me on YouTube if you like my content. Don't follow me on Instagram. That's about all I have to say on that today. Gram Multi-Tool, it's good for getting followers. Whether it's effective for anything beyond that is still open to debate, I think. So anyway, if you like the video, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos on online marketing, on Shopify dropshipping and Facebook ads and all this stuff that we love to do. So that's all for today, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video.